I'm talking with Eric Guth today. We're going to talk about the Virtual Ham Expo coming up on the first weekend, second weekend of
Second
August in a
weekend
few
in
weeks.
Beginning August 8th,
August
Zulu
8th.
time.
Okay, so it's the
Right.
second weekend in August. And Eric, thank you for joining us today. And
You're welcome.
yeah, so
Thanks for
people,
having me.
yeah, you bet. You bet. This is going to be a fun event, I think. You showed me a little bit of it last week when we were on a private Zoom call together. And the excuse me, the question I've been getting asked often is, what is a virtual Hamfest? I mean, how does that differ from the YouTubers Hamfest, which myself and
Right.
several of the other YouTube guys did last May, just a couple months ago, and
That's right.
which we're planning to
Or
do again.
like Contest University, for example.
Yeah, that was just a big Zoom session. The folks at
That's right.
HamSci back in March did something similar to that, where they had a bunch of presenters
Right.
come on for HamSci and do something like. But this is a totally new animal. This is not something I've seen done with ham radio before.
Right. So
So
this is something that's never been done on ham radio.
good. Okay.
Um, Although the platform that we're using is about 5 years old,
Okay.
it's used a lot by major corporations for maybe internal training, um, for um, uh, for job placement in like IBM worldwide, for
Right.
example. So what they'll
Right.
do is they'll create a job fair on it, and each booth in the exhibit hall might be an office or a location around the world where they've got people who are interviewing either college candidates or people in the company that might want to make a location change.
Okay.
So it's used a lot for job fairs. Major universities like MIT, Harvard use it for job fairs, but it's also used by a lot of companies that are also doing. There's a company called VMUG that specializes in the VMware community. They do six sessions or six expos a year on this platform. So the platform itself is actually quite mature. But what we wanted was when the ham radio conventions were closing up, we wanted a convention.
Right.
So that's more than a YouTube meeting or a bunch of YouTube sessions. We wanted speakers. We wanted an exhibit hall. We wanted a lobby and maybe an outside of the building so that you have this sense that you're actually entering a convention hall. So we wanted a convention, and so we actually spent some time looking for platforms. And with the COVID-19, every company that does this kind of technology is more than busy. The
Right.
company that we're using is vfairs.com, a bunch of young entrepreneurs all over the world. So the people that we're working with right now are in Dubai and India. So those are our local guys, but they're all over the world. And so the system is a full on convention.
Okay.
And we found that. Oh, but I was saying that one of the issues that they have is before pre-COVID, this company was doing 6 exhibits a month. Now they're doing 6 to 10 a week. So
Wow.
they've had to grow their staff. They're under some pressure, especially with us. They've never had ham radio operators before, so we're all over their platform.
Yeah.
We're finding things that we want. We want some feature changes. We want some changes to avatars, for example, so
Yeah.
that the avatars look more like our demographic and not like Starfleet Command.
Right. Right.
And I've gotten myself in trouble a couple of times because I've been interviewed where I said, that the ham radio avatar in America is over 50, a little heavy, suspenders, baseball hats. And I've actually had some parents of young hams send me messages saying, well, that doesn't describe our demographic at all. So I actually went through and I took pictures of families at Disneyland and Disney World. And sent those to the graphic artists to kind of give them a sense that we want a mixture of young and old, as part of our demographic. So hopefully we'll see that in our exhibition hall in our lobby when we open on the 8th.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So So you had shown me some screenshots and
Right.
an actual demo reel. Are you prepared to do that again today?
Yeah, yeah. If
Okay.
you give me just a
Okay.
second,
Sure.
I'm happy to put it up
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. No problem at all.
for you.
So it'll start. Let me pull up my calendar here actually, because August 8th and 9th is a Saturday and Sunday.
Right. So let me make a clarification.
Yeah.
I'm going back and forth with somebody on email.
Okay.
We're actually we're starting this convention at 0100 hours August 8th GMT. So
Zero
that
one. Okay.
that
Zero
is
100
10
August
p.m.
8th, which will be actually
August 7th
that'll be
at
the night of the
6
so that'll be Friday
p.m.
night here in the
Pacific.
States. Okay.
It'll be Friday night
Right.
in the States.
Right.
Okay.
Friday the
So
7th, the evening of Friday the 7th in the States.
that's
Gotcha.
correct. So at 6 p.m. Pacific time, Dr. Scott Wright, K0MD, will do his keynote speech.
Gotcha.
And then there will be the platform will be open by invitation from some of the vendors and exhibitors to invite their guests,
Okay.
so that they can actually, maybe have their private lounge party.
Yeah.
But then the exhibit hall officially opens at 8 a.m. or 1500 hours on August 8th, 8
Okay.
a.m. PST, 1500 hours or 3 p.m. GMT or Zulu, and that's when the first speakers will start. So we
Gotcha.
have 4 speaker tracks. Each track is staggered by 15 minutes, so we can load balance the platform we're using.
Okay.
As I told you, as we started just now, we just crossed 10,000 registrations, and we're still a few weeks away. So it means that we could have 25,000, I think, on the platform. So
Yeah,
we're load
totally.
balancing the platform. So every speaker track will be 15 minutes off the next one. So track 2 is quarter past, track 3 is half past, and then and track 4 is quarter to. So that's how we'll do it. And each speaker is in an hour segment. So depending upon the length of the speech will go from say 20 to 40 minutes, and then they'll get a push message that says click on this link and go to a Zoom room for Q&A. And
Okay.
we're actually adding the Zoom room part, because normally the Q&A is chat, is text chat.
Yeah.
After it.
Okay.
All of our speakers are semi-live, which means right now they're uploading to us their speeches on video, and we're loading those on the platform so that we will have the speeches even if their internet stops working on that day. So all of the content on this convention will be preloaded, hopefully by the end of next week. So that's kind of how this works. And then the company goes through and audits all the links in the system so that nothing breaks, and we'll be ready for the 8th when it starts.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
That's the
schedule.
Okay.
So
that's the schedule.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Okay. Now I'm just putting up my demo reel here for you.
Okay.
So
sure.
Okay. So I don't have the outside to show you here.
Okay.
But I can show you. So this is VMUGs. This is VMware does. This is a VMware group, VMware user group.
Okay.
They do like six shows a year on this platform. So they have like different lobbies for each show. So this is their winter show. So you can see the outside is this is their lobby. In our case, our avatars will be moving around. In this case, they're not. There's an exhibit hall, auditorium, lounge, and then there's a whole navigation bar at the top here. So if we want to go, for example, into the lobby, we're in the lobby, we want to go in the exhibit hall, we can click up here, and then this is what the exhibit hall looks like. So what you're seeing here is you're seeing the booths. Our booths will be staggered like this as well. And you can go through the booths, but there's also a booth exhibitor index here. So you can actually, if you want to pick on Hewlett-Packard, for example, then the Hewlett-Packard booth comes up. So every booth on our exhibit hall, which includes ICOM and RT Systems, all the gold sponsors, and then believe it or not, I'm beginning to get calls right now for people that think they're going to be left behind and not have a booth. So all the booths look like this. They all have a navigation bar that's made by the booth owner that goes underneath it. All of these booths have, on the far right is a chat button. That chat button allows them to talk to the people who represent the booth in real time. So when you push the chat button will either do text chat or video chat one-on-one or audio chat, just like if you were using Skype. So if you're pushing a button, for audio, then you have an audio conversation. It rings on the other side. The person in the booth answers it, and you have a conversation with the person. Now, so that's how that works. And then underneath the booth, there's this, the company description. There's videos that can be, and if you want to view a video on the platform, it drops down a screen like this, so you can actually.
Welcome to the Hewlett Packard Enterprise.
Oh yeah, there we go.
So you get to see the videos, and then there's also places for documents. So hopefully all of these areas will be loaded in all the booths, so you can actually then take a document, put it in your swag bag or your briefcase, and then up at the top here, you actually have a swag bag or briefcase, so that
Gotcha.
At the end of the show, you've accumulated all this documentation. You can email it to yourself, or you can view it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So that's one of the things. The other thing we did is we've gamified the platform, because the fact is that while we have 70 speakers that are the draw to the convention, this platform is as expensive as renting a real convention center. So it's paid for by the exhibitors. So one of the ways that we want the exhibitors to be visited over the 2 live days and the 30 days after is we've gamified the platform, which means that to win prizes on the platform, you actually have to engage all the content on the platform. So there's a prize center right here, for example, and what we're using is what's called a leaderboard. So a leaderboard has points. Now our points are different. Our points are early registration before the 24th of July, listening to the keynote speech, engaging with the other speeches on the platform, visiting the platinum sponsor, which is ICOM, visiting the gold sponsor, and all of these actions have points to them, and they're unique, meaning that if you keep going back to the same guy, you won't get any more points. You have to actually go across the entire platform.
Gotcha.
So at the end of, we're going to be live for 48 straight hours. At hour 46, we will close the leaderboard. We will tally up all the points, and the winners by the points that they've. This isn't random. It isn't a drawing. The person who's earned the most points will win the prizes based on the retail value of the prizes in the prize system. So the one with the most points wins the biggest prize. So far, that biggest prize right now is a KX2 from Elecraft. Hopefully, there'll be other prizes on the system which may be as big or bigger, in which case all those prizes will be awarded. And then what we do is so we award those prizes, and then at hour 48 plus, when we go into on demand for 30 days, then we clear the leaderboard, and people can then go again for prizes. So we'll have prizes for the 30-day period, so that people will come back to the platform over that 30-day period and engage all the content. So if they didn't see all the speakers, they'll have a chance to do that. If they didn't spend enough time with the vendors in the exhibit hall, then they'll do that. And most likely what we'll do is we'll weight the points in that 30-day period towards the exhibit hall, because the fact is that we have to be loyal to the people who are paying for our platform, and those people are the sponsors and the exhibitors.
Right.
So that's how we've gamified the system in order to encourage visiting the visitor booths. And besides, the people are very interesting there, and the products are very interesting, and we're hoping that everyone will enjoy that engagement. Mm-hmm. We have in this system, we also have an auditorium. This looks kind of like our auditorium, and the way it works is when you click on the screen, then you get, in this particular case, this show is already gone. It went in December. So we're looking at it kind of on demand. And so all the speakers will be listed here. In this case, it has 2 tracks. We'll have 4 tracks across this menu bar. And then you'll be able to play the the lectures that were already in the system for that 30-day period as well. So if you missed any lectures, you can go back and you can look at the lectures. And then once we've I think after the 30-day period, what I'll do is that I'll create a YouTube site where all of those videos will be available for watching the other time. The other thing is that it was brought to my attention, and I apologize to the blind community, and that is, it didn't occur to me to actually know whether the system is compatible with blind hams. So I'm told, I actually gave one of the hams a chance to kind of go into the platform and see what he could find. It's probably not that friendly, but I'm going to have a button up on the main menu bar, and I don't know how to label it yet. It might be labeled just blind, and what it'll do is I will build a site behind the QSO Today Ham Expo site where all of the speakers will be, in listed order with a play button next to each one, so that if you're using a screen reader, then you'll be able to find that play button and you'll be able to enjoy all of the content on the site as if you were, navigating with your eyes. So for blind hams, I'll have a way for you to enjoy all of the content, and then I'll also have an exhibitor list, and then the chat button will also be next to there, so they can will be able to go find an exhibitor and then push the chat button and be able to talk with an exhibitor on the platform. So
nice.
We're making those. We're making that available so that everyone can enjoy this this expo, and we're learning a lot. This is this is like a learning experience for all of us here.
Right. Well, no, that's great. That's great. I mean, this is good information, because the few people I've talked to, which include the YouTubers Bunch guys, we had a meeting last weekend to talk about different kinds of stuff, and everybody was like, well, what does it look like? How do you, and I was trying to describe it because you had showed it to me, and I'm like, I got to get him to show me this on on like a Zoom session, because I'm probably not doing it justice with the way I'm describing it. So so that's good. That's excellent information to have. What is the official, because everyone keeps referring to it as the virtual Hamfest. Is there a?
It's called the QSO Today Virtual Ham Expo.
QSO Today Virtual Ham Expo. Okay, I'm going to make that the title of this YouTube episode that we post, so that.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what I can do. I haven't done this for anybody else.
Okay.
But I can show you a little preview of the exhibit hall because there's a few folks on here that are still we're still loading. So
right.
This is an enormous amount of work.
Right.
I've got Manuela Petrelli, who works for me. She lives in Milan, Italy. She's responsible for onboarding all of these booths and working with all these exhibitors. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, but I'll give you. Let me see if I can actually. I'll share my screen again with you.
Sure.
And I'll actually let you see the what the platform is beginning to look like.
Right.
Kind of like you get to see the exhibit floor before. So this is actually at the beginning. So ICOM has already started. Now ICOM's booth will actually be different than this. This was an opportunity for them to see how it works. But it looks like RT Systems is coming along. Flex Radio is getting theirs together. Elecraft is getting theirs. RFinder. They're the ones that are dark here is that what we do is they're being loaded, but we actually have to save the system every once in a while to update it. So what we're seeing is the last time we actually updated it.
Gotcha.
We have Gigaparts, Rig Expert. We have Yoda. QRP Labs is working on theirs.
Your screen's a little bit behind. I meant to tell you that a minute ago. Your screen is not refreshing as fast as you're talking.
Oh, is that right?
Well,
Oh, that's
it's probably a combination of the fact that you and I are on Zoom, plus you're doing an online thing from your location. So I'm sure
That's
it'll
right,
be.
and I'm 10,000 miles away
That's
from you
right.
as well.
That probably makes a
There
little
might be
bit of
something
difference
to that.
also. Yeah. It's the
Yeah,
propagation
yeah.
of the internet. That's the slow propagation of the internet. So,
Right. We have a booth. The Radio Club of America
yeah.
is building their booth. So you can see that we're a work in progress here.
Yeah.
But we've got almost a month to go, and before we're live, and by that time all these booths will be hot. We've also they've given us a search engine, so that if you put in a term like SDR or HF or something like that, then or magnetic loop, then it'll bring up the exhibitor index that relates exactly to those. To those.
Good.
So you don't have to go through all of the booths if you're looking for something specific.
Good. Okay. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Yeah. So the YouTubers bunch will have a booth in there as well. You guys have
That's
been
right.
kind enough to
Absolutely.
provide
And
us
you
a
guys
booth.
have to load it.
I know
right?
it. Yeah. Yeah. I've gone in there and tinkered around. I haven't really put anything on there yet. That's one of the things we talked about on our meeting last week. So I'm going to try to come up with like this cool intro announcement type video that something similar that we did for our own YouTubers Hamfest. So we're actually meeting again this coming Sunday. So I will be talking more about that as well. So
so I'll show you something here.
Okay.
I don't know which one of these is your booth here, but here's mine. I'm working on mine here.
Okay.
QSO Today. Each of these windows, is a hyperlink.
Right.
So what that means is for the uninitiated, that link could go anywhere on the internet. It could go to a YouTube video. So for example, you could, on your booth, you could click on any of these windows and it will start a video, a drop down, like we saw before, a drop down video.
Right.
So what we're trying to encourage is all the exhibitors to stay on the platform.
Right.
Don't put your Facebook page on the navigation bar, because it means that somebody's going to click off onto your Facebook page and they're going to be on Facebook for a few hours and they will have left the expo. So
right.
It's kind of like don't give people a way to get off the platform. Let them stay there and enjoy the platform.
Right.
They can always go to Facebook later. So anyway, so that's when you set up your booth, that's one of your opportunities is that you can use those windows. And if I click on this here, the QS, then you actually see that that they're big enough that you can actually see what's on the windows.
Yeah.
So okay.
Perfect. Awesome. Good. Okay. Well, that is great. You know what? That's more information than I have seen so far, except for the meeting that you and I had like a week ago with Bob. Is that the other gentleman who we were talking to?
Yeah. Right.
Bob, yeah. Bob was on there with us.
From our Finder.
No, not him. The other guy. No, I know Bob, but yeah, who's the other guy who's helping you out on the back end?
Brad.
Brad.
Brad's my partner on this. Yeah.
Brad.
Grab.
Brad. Yeah, he
Right.
emailed me a couple times about some other questions and whatnot. So he's been very helpful as well.
Yeah. No, I'm very lucky to have Brad. Brad's been a friend of mine for 40 years. He was my roommate here in Israel when I met him, and we've been friends ever since.
Good.
He's just moved here, but he's an amazing marketing consultant, and I wouldn't be able to afford to pay for him if I had to pay for him. So,
all right.
But he's been amazing, and he's actually largely responsible for the relationship that we have with the ARRL, which has been very good in terms of getting the word out about the expo.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll put these links in the YouTube description below, but how does one register? What link do they go to?
So they go to QSO Today hamexpo.com. QSO Today hamexpo.com.
The whole thing. Okay.
On the first page, there's a button that says Early Bird. Now, Early Bird is until the 24th of July. That's very important because you get extra leaderboard points for registering early. Now, there's some reasons. There's some selfish reasons why we want you to register early.
Okay.
Part of that is we actually need to know how to load balance the system based on the number of projected attendees. So if everybody showed up the day before then it doesn't give us time to actually understand the whole server dynamics that it takes to host a show of this size, and so that everybody has a good user experience. This system is being buffered all over the world on servers like Akamai. So all the material, all of the content, all the stuff that's being pulled down will come down fast to whoever is pulling it at the time. So there's a lot going on here. So they should go to that site, QSO Today, hamexpo.com. They should register early. That would be great. They should make sure they go back there because at a certain point, I'm going to put up a page that says Showtime, and then it'll have all of the links for things that we're doing during the show day. So, for example, we'll have a list of DMR, All-Star, IRLP, D-Star groups that will be available for use during the expo. So not only can you go through the expo on your computer, you could also pull out your handy talkie and talk on DMR to your friends at the expo. So
okay.
We'll have things like that. We'll have there's some swag if they want a QSO Today Virtual Ham Expo cup or baseball hat. There's that kind of stuff that's also available. So they should keep going back to the main site and watching for the Showtime page when it starts. And then also as we're putting the speakers online, some of the speaker titles are changing, things like that. So they it's all very dynamic right now until we go live.
Okay. Cool. Good. Well, this video will post on Monday the 20th, so people will have 5 days, really 5 days, to go and pre-register.
And get your early bird registration.
Get the early bird registration in, yeah. So what does it cost? What does registration cost?
Registration is $0.
Okay.
It costs nothing.
Okay.
We decided to do that this time, and we may do it next time. Oh, by the way, we're going to do this. We've already signed a contract for March of 2021. So we're learning. Let's just say that we're going to make mistakes in this August one. It can't be avoided. We've never done this before.
Yeah.
We are writing the best user practices manual for this platform because for some reason it's never been done. So we are learning an awful lot on how to do something like this. We're novices when it comes to doing this on the one hand. On the other hand, we're pretty good at the skill sets that we're bringing to the problem. So so we'll have the manual done by probably September. We'll do a post-mortem. We'll understand exactly what we did wrong and what we did right, and we'll have user feedback because there'll be user surveys throughout the expo if people would like to give us feedback on what they think about the expo, and we'll take all of that and we'll use all that knowledge to make March 2021 even better. But we're very excited. This is for us. We never thought it would get this big, and and it's I'm like kind of like pinching myself that we actually are pulling this off. So.
Yeah, totally. That's great. That is great. Okay. Well, good. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Eric. I appreciate all the info, and this is going to be really good information to share with everybody on the channel and to post out there. Just not only on my channel, but every place I'll share it. I'll be sharing it on QRZ. There's been some talk about it on there already. I'll get the other YouTube guys to share it on their channels as well, and we will look forward to seeing everyone on the live virtual show August 8th and 9th. Actually, the evening in the United States, the evening of Friday, August 7th.
Right. So I can't promise. This is why I'm saying if you go back to the main page, when I put up the Showtime page, then you'll see if there's any activity after Scott's keynote address.
Gotcha.
Now I did this kind of as a way to kind of launch the weekend, but it's possible that it'll just be Scott's keynote address, and then people can wander the platform and see what's there. But essentially, none of the speakers will be available until the next morning.
Okay.
And but then then we're off to the races. Once a speech goes, then it's on demand. So if you missed it at the time because there was something else you were doing, you can come back an hour later and you can push the button and you can play the speech you missed.
Great. Well, this ought to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I got to go in there and get my own booth built out. So
Please,
I'm gonna go work on that this weekend, and hopefully I'll get that done in time. But I shouldn't have a problem with it. I already know what I want to do. It's just a matter of going and putting together a few things before I upload it. So
well, Emanuela is there to help too. So
okay.
and I'm actually in there helping as well. So
good.
As we're getting everybody back together.
Yeah. Good. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for your time. When this posts, I will send you a link to it, and I'll put the QSO Today virtualhamexpo.com email, whatever it was. I'll go find it. I'll put the right URL in the YouTube description, so people can click on the URL in the YouTube description from here. They can go there and register before the 24th for the early bird registration, and then they can check out all the vendors that are going to be there. So I think this will be a fun event. Thank you for the information today, Eric, and I look forward to chatting with you between now and then as well.
Great. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Jason. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to show and tell.
Certainly. All right, 73. Have a good one.
73. Take care.